We know that for the past few weeks, there's not only no aid get into Gaza, also some of your operations has been denied by Israeli authority. Did they give you any reasons why there's an increasing denial of the operations inside Gaza? And also, if I may ask this, the 15 humanitarian workers who died, Israel accused like some of them are militants. And also they are trying to portray some of the food has been kept by Hamas militants. Do you think this is a systematic attack or frame of the UN to link UN with Hamas? Thank you.
Thanks a lot for that. Those are important questions. In terms of the increasing denial of our requests, so what has happened is that as the military operations have expanded in Gaza, we have to coordinate more into more areas. So into Rafah, for example, when Israeli forces entered into Rafah, when evacuation orders are issued, we are then coordinating our efforts to reach those areas. And often, and this has been the case since the beginning of the war, those coordinated efforts are denied, impeded, or are blocked. So the increase is related to the expanding military operations on the ground and our increased need to coordinate in proximity to Israeli forces and the denials that are coming with that. And that is a problem. It shouldn't be the case. I do have to point out, and it links to your second point with regards to the ambulances, the coordination that we do is to actually help assist Israeli forces to fulfill their obligations under international law, to keep humanitarian workers safe, to facilitate humanitarian aid being delivered. The fact that we coordinate is something that should be, it's an added way that we help them to fulfill their obligations. We shouldn't have to coordinate and we shouldn't have to fear for our lives when we move in proximity to Israeli forces. There should be distinction being made. Ambulances entering into an area, flashing lights, white vehicle, UN vehicles with logos clearly marked with a flag flying. These are not military targets, and they, in the case of the PRCS, they have protected emblems, and this is not being respected, and that's extremely alarming. Whether or not the people in the vehicles were Hamas, as has been alleged, I know that one name was issued by Israeli authorities that didn't match the names of the people that were in the ambulances. The crew of the ambulances are people that we've actually worked with in carrying out evacuations of cases, medical cases from hospitals in the north of Gaza. These are paramedic crews that I personally had met before. They were buried in their uniforms with their gloves on. They were ready to save lives, and they ended up in a mass grave. With regards to whether there's a systematic effort to link our humanitarian operations to Hamas, I think that's probably a question that would be interesting to ask to others. What we know absolutely is that our work on the ground is intended to reach the most vulnerable and to save the most lives, and we're impeded from doing so. And that is what we need to focus on, and that's the problem. The fact that our colleagues and that I had to, and colleagues here in this building that I'm in, had to go and collect the wounded and killed UN workers last 2 weeks ago is unacceptable. Those were UN staff that were in an identified building that were known to be there and that were hit by 2 tank shells. This is regardless of the reason behind that, the outcome is unacceptable, and it needs to stop.